Hey creative friends, it's Gwen and I am back today with another scrapbooking process video. Today's share is for Cocoa Vanilla Studio and I am using their new Sunkissed collection for this page. I have a summer photo of my daughter and I taken on a family holiday fairly recently, and I'm going to be using this cut file from Cut to You. I've backed that one with the pattern papers from the 6x8 paper pad, and I have gone ahead and created my background there as well. And I asked in the Cocoa Vanilla Studio community whether I should add some mixed media to my background, and the overwhelming answer I got was yes, you should, Gwen. So I'm not a big mixed media girl, so I'm doing a Gwen version of mixed media for this page. Okay, so even when I am working with mixed media, I love a really clean look to my page. So I have gone ahead here and masked off my stencil. This one is a 6x6 stencil and my page obviously is 12x12. So I did not want any of the spray that I'm using there to like accidentally splatter on the background of my layout. I wanted the mixed media to only be within the space of the stencil, if that makes sense. And because I had not gessoed my background, I had actually just applied the stencil and then masked the area off. Yeah, any of the overspray would have been permanent. I wouldn't have been able to blot it up with the paper towel there at all. It would have been there for good. So I was very careful to mask off the area, and that's the plan. So it is, I know a lot of you will probably go, oh, well, that's not really mixed media, Gwen. And I guess it's not really, but it's my version of it. I am not a very messy scrapbooker. I love seeing that kind of look on other people's pages, but I find it very hard to add to my own pages. So I felt like this was sort of like a Gwen version. A clean mixed media is kind of what I've termed the look. It's a Gwen version of mixed media on my page for this layout. With all of that scary stuff out of the way, my background's nice and dry now, and I am just going ahead and mounting my photo. Again, I've used pattern paper from the 6x8 paper pad, paper stack that's in the collection for that. And I am going to add a little bit of stitching. Now, I will always stitch around my photo and the border, like the edge of my layout, but I did add a bit of stitching around the edge of the stencil there. And again, it kind of, for me, it made it look like it was obvious that that's exactly where I wanted the stencil to finish. I wanted to contain that mixed media and keep it all within that space, and I really like the additional detail that stitching adds to a layout without adding bulk. So yeah, I love it when I can add a little bit of extra stitching. It's always fun. So you can see now that the structure and the layout for the page is really pulled together. I have locked in my really large elements, so my photo and my title in this case. I am really keen to use that palm tree. This photo was taken on the beach, so perfect photo to have a palm tree on your page. So that one does make it. And I am going to lock my title in there. I've raised it up on 3D foam tape and positioned it sort of off to the left a little bit of my photo. So the page isn't 100% centered, and I kind of felt like it should be, but I fixed that in a moment. You'll see that in a moment how that comes together. So my title is going to go right there. I have used the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive to lock that into position. And in a moment, I'm actually going to move. Oh yes, that's me showing you just how I'm keeping those edges interesting. Nothing's lining up exactly. I am going to move the palm tree here in a second, and it is going to end up here on the right. And the only reason I did that really was because I felt that once I added the title there, it was very left heavy and it didn't seem centered. So what I'm going to do to balance all of that out is build my embellishment cluster here on the right. This is the part of the scrapbooking process that I enjoy the most. I love pulling out all of the bits and pieces in a collection and mixing and matching elements and creating those clusters and yeah, adding those finishing touches to the page. So the palm tree there, the little drink, the rainbow, the clouds, they are all from the embellishment pack. I do end up removing the rainbow. I was just a bit concerned that it was covering up too much of my mixed media because I had promised the girls in the community group that I was going to add it. I obviously didn't want to then go ahead and add it and then cover it all up. So I thought I would save that rainbow for another page. I have also added in some elements from the puffy sticker sheet. There's some really cute little icons in that pack, so check that one out for sure. It's really, really sweet. And I've also added in 3 of the wood embellishments. No, wooden buttons they are, and they've kind of got like an epoxy sort of sticker in the top of them, and they're really shiny. They're a really lovely height. I actually add them to my page without the foam, so they do come on a foam pad. I just remove that foam pad and add them to my page just as a wooden button, and I find that that for me is a really nice height, not too high, and yeah, just adds that perfect amount of dimension and interest to my page. And I am working on essentially 3 areas of embellishment, so 3 embellishment clusters. So the first one is the top right hand side of the layout where you see the clouds and the rainbow there and the sun. The second is to the right above the O in hello, so the palm tree and the drink there. And then I do fuss a little bit with something on the left. And this bit takes a little bit of work because I found that big sun in the cut file there does go quite high. And then, so when I was adding things above that, I was like, I'm not sure whether that's too high. But then when I was adding them down there near the H, I kind of felt that they were too much in line with the drink and the O and the elements near the O there on the right. So I kind of wanted them to sit sort of in between. So I did fuss with that just, yeah, for a little bit. I end up with just the one element there in the corner of the sun. But I did add this banner piece. So you might recall on my last layout that was Go See Do, I really wanted to add that banner piece. And, you know, refrained and thought, no, I'll save it for another layout. Well, this is that layout. It does end up on this one, and it's the perfect addition to that side to kind of round out that empty space that's above the photo there. I am super happy with how this is all looking, so I am going to glue everything into position. I do also add in just a couple of the die cut hearts, just to kind of add a little bit of a smaller detail, and I feel like that really just finishes off the page really nicely. I hope you enjoyed this one, my creative friends. If you like the way that I scrapbook or the way that I chat about the way that I scrapbook, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, bye!